Good evening. So I am currently logged into Zionne, who is my right now level 71 guardian. I had been doing a few minor quests that I wanted to kind of get out of the way. This is also my armor. So where we're at now is Kylong Plains, as you can see in this top right corner. This is actually the first time that Zionne has come to Kylong Plains, because I actually managed to make it to level 70 even before even having to come here, unlike some other characters. So since this is kind of the first time she would be here, I figured I'd go ahead and record the quest that I have. So right now, what I have selected is called a Gathering Obsession. Pretty much it's just a trade skill quest, to gather things. So I'll be kind of working on that. But I haven't picked up any quests yet. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the neat thing about this armor, my character, that's an armor, there's only certain things that I need. Kind of move some things around here. So I'm just kind of moving the items over. So pretty much for an armor, you just need the ferret, cluster, bristled pelt, and then the lichen clover root to make the different items. And kind of move some things around just to kind of make it look a little nicer in my bags here. Okay, so as you can see, we have two quest givers here. The one that has a yellow is just like normal quests where you get experience points to help level up your adventure level. The one with the green circle, that indicates sort of a trade skill quest. So what this particular NPC provides is a quest that will help me level my trade skill level. So again, 71 Guardian, I am a level 70 armor, as you can see on my little character screen here. So we're going to go ahead and pick these up. Now there are some creatures here that can get you started on the lore and legends. Luckily, I already have them started. So the ones that I'll be fighting are going to be the Drachnids, Drollvarg, and then at some point the Dizok, which are like the dinosaur lizard creatures. They look more dinosaur than lizard, of course, because the Ixar, they look more lizard. So these look more like a dragon or dinosaur type look. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up this trade skill one. So this one, I have to do something with these piles of teeth. I'm gonna go ahead and unselect it because I'm not gonna really worry about leveling up my trade skill level a whole lot. Okay. Now the ones on the opposite side here, so we'll kind of come around actually, pick up this quest from Grush.
Service.
So these quests here, that have the blue, they're like repeatable quests. What those particular ones, it's sort of like a city task, so I have to kill a certain number of creatures, and when I complete the quest or the task, it gets me faction for that particular group. So this is a great way to, start building up that faction points to various factions. So my character, because it's a Rotanga, it's an evil character, so that's why all the repeatable quest givers are on that side, whereas if I was a good character. Most of them would be on this side of the platform. I know there's a couple over here, so I might pick them up just so that way I can kind of show what those look like as well. Okay, and I think, oh, one more.
Well met.
Okay, I have now picked up all the regular quests that I can. So as you can tell on my mini map, the feathers that are left up are going to be the city task ones.
Well met.
So I'll go ahead and pick this up. So I could choose Broken Toe Shamans, Hornets, Crystal Tenders, Mountain Giants. We're gonna go ahead and do Mountain Giants because eventually I'll be fighting those.
Hail.
Actually, it looks like it's letting me
Hello.
pick up. So it let me pick up 2. So I did Mountain Giants and then the Broken Toe Shamans.
Well met. I greet you.
Now, some of these I won't be able to do right away because I don't come across that particular creature. So I might unselect a couple of them. So this one, so the other one was for Nariak. This one's pretty much Freeport. So I can either choose the Freeport Militia, Academy of Arcane Sciences, Dismal Rage, or Sea Fury Buccaneers. Let's kind of take a look at my faction, just to see if it breaks it down so I can see where I'm at. Okay, so we got the Freeport Militia, where I'm at least 3,000 in. I've got Dismal Rage, which is only like 865, even less for the Academy of Arcane Sciences, and then, let's see here, Sea Fury. So the Sea Fury Buccaneers would have been in this list as well. Not seeing them, so it's a possibility. I don't have anything started, so we'll go ahead and pick up one of those.
Hello.
And we'll go ahead and do the Academy.
Hello.
Well, this one's letting me do all of them. Alright. The scavengers. Okay. So let's kind of bring up our journal here. Okay, so Broken Toe Shamans I'll eventually come across, but we'll unselect. Same with Broken Toe Goblins. These Nathsar Stonebeaks aren't actually in Kylong Plains. They're in the fens of Nathsar. So that one I don't have to worry about. Same with this one, it's in kind of the next zone. Um, Same with this one. So this one, eventually I'll come across them. So I'm not going to really worry about having the repeatable city tasks selected. If I come across that particular monster or creature, I'll get points for it. But we'll go ahead and get started on the quests. So, back to the journal. If I scroll down to Kylong Plains, I have 4 quests currently. So I have to kill the Order of Rhyme. I have to get some Drovolg skins. Gotta kill some Drachnids. And then look for some relics. So the nice thing is, the Order of Rhyme people that I need to fight are going to be in this little area here. Before I do that, I'm just going to take a look to see if there is some fishing nodes that I can quickly start on that gathering trade skill quest I have. So Zionne is actually my 3rd character that I'm working on to get to level 80. I already managed to get Vaelith, who was my necromancer, my Rotongan necromancer, to level 80. That was the first character I was doing it on. Well, I take that back. Actually, my main character, Innovin, who's the Dark Elf Fury, she is level 80, so she was the first one. Then I did Vaelith, my necromancer. And then I did Xylark, which is my high elf conjurer. So kind of the opposite of a necromancer, pretty much. He got to level 80 a couple days ago. So I managed to kind of share all the collectibles I couldn't use for him to other characters, and I figured let's go ahead and start on Zionne, because there's a quest that eventually I come across where I have to make a yellow fang mantle, and I have to have 2 Declium girdles, and so I'm wondering if that is either armor that learns that item to make, or if it's a jeweler. So I figured it'd be much easier for me to play my guardian who's an armor versus my assassin who's a jeweler. So if for some reason Zionne doesn't make that, which I have a feeling it's probably not going to be the case, I'll probably then start working on my assassin, so that way I can make sure that I can make those items as quickly as possible, so that way when all my other characters get to that particular quest, I'll have a stockpile of the girdles. Looks like there's one over here. Do a quick swim over. So, from the fishing nodes, you can get either barracudas or king prawns. So it looks like I have managed to get both. So if I kind of scroll back up in my journal to the gathering obsession, it shows that I've already gotten enough barracuda and king prawn at this point, so I do not need to do any more fishing. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my mercenary. That way I have someone who can heal, and that just does the extra damage as well. as you can see, I just finished that one up. I'm going to wait to turn it in. I want to go ahead and get the other ones out of the way. So that way I'm just kind of turning all the quests in all at once. So the next easiest thing to go after are going to be the drachmas that I need. Nice thing about also doing this quest is getting updates for the lore and legend as well. So it looks like I have gotten all that I need for right now. So we're going to kind of move back along this way. So the section over here is where I'm going to find those relics that I need. So for this, I have to look for these mounds. It says potential artifact and use the little cleaning fluid. So there wasn't anything under that mound. Let me head this way. The bad thing is a lot of these Ixar skeletons are like all over the place, so you're guaranteed to have to do some fighting. Which, you know, is not a bad thing. That's also another reason why I am using my mercenary. So that way, if I wanted to just let my mercenary handle the fighting, I could then check out the mounds. Alright, so this one actually had a relic. It's a little like that stone square thing. sorry if you happen to hear some dog barking in the background. As you've probably, if you have watched any of my other videos, I have 2 dogs, and they tend to bark at stuff that they think they hear. Small noises, you never know. So one's louder than the other. But I'm going to try my best to kind of keep that noise out of the video. But, you know, sometimes you never know when your dog's going to bark. Alright, so I just need 3 more. Usually the mounds can respawn pretty quickly. But we're going to go ahead and kind of do the perimeter outside. The other bad thing, sorry, let me clear my throat there for a second, is the enemies also respawn pretty quickly as well. So earlier today I was playing a console game. It was a PS1 game I was playing. So I was kind of wanting, like almost like really close to beating that one. It's called Xenogears. I've had that game for pretty much ever since it came out. But I just couldn't get past this one particular spot in it. And so I spent, you know, my time like really level grinding, making sure that I was the appropriate level for the area, so on, so on. So that's what I was playing earlier today. Otherwise I probably would have gotten to recording this video a little bit earlier in the day. Trying to find a balance between, you know, playing games. Like, I'd like to start finishing console games, but I tend to play EverQuest II a lot more, so. Alright, so I got all the relics that I need, so we're going to kind of move out of the area. The Drovogs that I need are across the lake. Since I have my mercenary, it's a little bit harder if I were to try and jump across, because he's going to aggro a bunch of stuff. So we're just going to kind of take an easy way around. That way I can kind of look for things to collect for that gathering obsession. I want to try and start getting a lot of the trade skill items out of the way too. Okay. Take this little column here as a bridge. That way I'm not aggroing any of the things in the water. Of course, you always gotta love getting updates for new places that you've visited as well. Because that gives you kind of some experience as well, right there. Okay, so for this one, it looks like I have to get skins and then teeth. I have to collect teeth and skins. And of course, you know, fighting these creatures also helps with the lore and legend that I have. So I'm going to be getting quite a bit of updates from various quests. Like the lore and legend. So as you can see, my character has matching armor set. So the nice thing with EverQuest is you have your equipment. So this is what you actually get, you know, your stats based off of. And then they have an appearance tab. So that's why I have a cloak, so I can show off my guild emblem. And then I made adamantine vanguard pieces. So everything looks good. Because if I hadn't made that set for my appearance, then my armor would be like mismatching like all over the place. It's aesthetically pleasing when you're not wearing mismatched armor pieces. So the quest that you were wondering what I had finished prior to this video. So I will kind of go into that while I'm fighting these, because I'm going to need to fight quite a bit. I was actually getting 2 heritage quests out of the way. So you know, you see I've got this long list of various heritage quests. So the 2 that I was completing was Rescue of the Green Hoods, and the other one is Training of the Shield. So eventually it comes down to where I have to go to Zek, which is where they start out from. And I have to fight Emperor Fist in the Death Fist Citadel. So on Training of the Shield, I just had to kill the Emperor. For Rescue of the Green Hood, I had to find 3 NPCs and provide them with stones so they could teleport out of the Citadel. Once I got that updated, talked to the Green Hood that's kind of hiding in the Citadel. He then updates for me to kill the Emperor Fist. So in order for Emperor Fist to show up, though, you have to kill all the named people. So I managed to do it. I was like really close to 71. So I actually leveled to 71 while I was doing those. And so Emperor Fist is an epic creature, or epic mob. Typically with epic mobs, especially if you're like fighting like at level, you're gonna definitely want a group. So usually you would need, you know, a full group. If it was like a creature outside of the zone, then you might need like 2 groups. So that's usually epic mobs. You had to have like almost like it was like a raid on a particular creature, monster, whatever you want to call them. But luckily, if you're a certain higher level, you could pretty much solo the creature. So it was pretty much just me. I used my companion, and we got it taken care of. So it was, you know, I like to kind of get things out of the way, so that way it frees up space in my journal to get new quests. Okay, so it looks like I finished all my quests, so I can go turn them in. So we're gonna go ahead and head on back. Just go ahead and jump because I want to get this log here. Let's see if my mercenary. Oh, yep. I didn't jump high or far enough to where. So if you, on the mount that I'm using, if you jump high enough, your mercenary disappears for like a second, and then as you get closer to the ground, it pops back up. It looks like he just managed to aggro one of the fish in the river there. Alright, we're gonna head back to Dreg's Landing to turn in the quests that I have. That way I can move forward with the next line of them.
Greetings. Well met.
Greetings, traveler.
As you can notice, these quests that I'm turning in is also providing me faction as well.
Hello.
So it's pretty much adding faction to the residents of Terran's Grasp. Which, the nice thing about having good factions in a particular group is it lets you move around cities. It also then opens up other quests as well.
Well met.
Alright, so if I look at my mini-map, it looks like I've got 2 new quests to pick up. Okay, so once again, I have to need a water sample from the lake just northeast of Drake's Landing. It's pretty much where the relic quest was. I have to defeat Drollvarg scavengers. I have to collect Drachnid silk. Kill more Order of Rhyme people. More still weapons from Order of Rhyme camp. So, you know, again. And more Drollvarg. So, I mean, obviously that's pretty much gonna be what it is fighting these. But these aren't the Order of Rhyme that I need. On the other side, so if I bring up the map and kind of zoom in here. So, around the mountain, so in this little section here is going to be where the Drachnids are, and then if you come around to where you're on, we would be on the opposite side of this like mountain thing here. That's where I need for to steal the weapons and stuff is going to be this little section here. So it starts to kind of move you out further. So that way you then kind of start to pick up other quests from, like, there's a camp, like, right in here of quests that I can pick up. So it's just, obviously there's a reason to the line of quests. So it kind of pushes you along throughout the zone, to where you can then start moving to the next area. Alright, so the easiest thing is to get that water sample. So we're gonna head to the lake. Now, the meats that I get from certain creatures, I haven't quite figured out what they're used for as of yet. Forgot, it's not a quest where I can just jump into the water and get the sample. I have to actually use the item that's given to me. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and fight the Drachnids we want. We're gonna start kind of making our way to that opposite side of the mountain so I can get the weapons in the Order of Rhyme. Now, in most cases, if you're super lucky, you can start and finish one of the lore and legends in this area while you're fighting. It just depends on how much you put into fighting, like, say, Drachnids or Drollvargs. And then, like I said, how lucky you are to get that particular lore and legend item to update or drop in the loot. Luckily, with the Drachnid, I just need 3 more items. I'm gonna check the lore and legend because don't like having those up. Kind of gets in the way. As you can see, my adventure level, I'm pretty much halfway through 71. So the nice thing, what I've noticed is a lot of these quests in Kylong Plains and then the fens when you move on to that section really like start to give you, you know, a lot of levels and such. But once I seem to get to like that 78 to 80, because by that point I'm in Kunzar jungle and it's just like so much harder to level up at that point. Unfortunately, EverQuest II is also doing their Valentine's event, so you'll probably see in the loot like love notes and such. Typically, I just delete them, get them out of my bag. You can sell them for like copper, so that's why it's not really worth it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to make my way down here to fight the scavengers that I need. The only reason why I'm fighting this group, because there's obviously only one scavenger, is just having the more possibility of dropping an item for the lore and legend or an update such that I just got. Okay, so I got the automatic updates already done for the lore and legends, so the remaining items are just ones that are going to be dropped in loot, which again, some drop better than others. I like trying to also like finish the lore and legends for the areas as well. That way, you know, getting the experience, but then, you know, it's just one more lore and legend out of the way. I mean, they give you enough quests to fight the darn things, so. Alright, my mercenary handle that while I gather these roots. I definitely would like to see what the set of armor would look like if I made the Vanguard set from the rocks that you get here. Hopefully it would look pretty. Okay, so I no longer need scavengers, as you can see, but I do need snarlers for the armor pieces. So we'll go ahead and move over up here, closer to the castle. That's where you're going to find the snarlers. And Nashers. So Snarlers and Nashers pretty much is what I need for the quest to get the armor pieces from them. I'm gonna head over here because I am gonna need this node. This gives me the clusters that are gonna be my main component when I make my armor pieces. I'm actually really surprised that I'm getting a quest from this particular NPC. Usually it doesn't show up for a bit, but hey, whatever works, right? But it's for the castle itself, so that's why I unselected it from my view, because it's not something that I'll be working on. Never been in the castle, so that's going to be something that will probably happen later down the road. Since I'm doing a lot of this stuff solo with the mercenary, I'm going to try and make things as easy as possible, even if I am not getting experience from fighting the mobs in the instances or dungeons. So, if you can see on my mini-map, there was a blue dot here. In my inventory, there's this hawk I have to release. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way to finish that particular quest. As you probably noticed a little bit ago, I had gotten an achievement of Rollmar's Killer. So certain creatures, if you kill a certain amount of them, you start to get titles. So, you know, there's ones for goblins, there's orcs, I think vampires. So pretty much the lore and legend creatures is what you can get titles for based on how many you kill. Alright, so looking at my map, I got most of the quests done except for the ones that I need to do for Order of Rhyme. So we're going to kind of run that way. I'm going to try and avoid fighting best as I can. still going to pick up the trade skill components from the various nodes that I can get them from, because you know, it's best to get what you can when you come across them. Eventually, since I'm going to have a lot of characters that are going to be sharing these particular components, so it's always good to have an abundance of them. Alright, so I pretty much have to make it up this hill. I'm going to kind of come around this side, only because there's this thing that I need. Try and avoid having to fight what I can. Also, while I'm fighting in Kylong Plains, I like to try and fight all the named mobs, so that way I can get the special loot that drops from them, just in case it might help out my current character, or it might help out a character that I've yet to play. And, you know, always good to get that experience. Alright, so we've made it to where we're starting to see the Order of Rhyme mobs that I need. Kind of surprised that I haven't come across any shinies or pages to collect off of the ground. Usually I would have come across a couple by now. So we're going to kind of head towards this tower because this is where the weapons are. So that chest that I just clicked on, that's the weapons that I need, so I just gotta find a second chest to click on. The other one's gonna be over here. Right, I still need to get a couple updates from fighting them for the trinkets, so we'll go ahead and fight this group of 3. Alright, so that finishes all the quests that I've been given. To make it easier for myself, I'm going to, instead of running back around and having to fight all the drachnids and all that crazy nonsense, I'm just gonna go ahead and swim to the landing. I always liked my Ratongas. There are some races that I wish I still had a character for. Like I like the Froglocks or Froglocks that that they had brought in. They also have fairies as well. I made a
Well met.
beast lord, cat person pretty much. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and turn in all the quests.
Well met.
I would not be surprised if I got to 72 by turning all these in. Or like super close.
Well met. Hello.
Alright, yeah, it looks
Well
like I'm
met.
gonna get to 72. So when I was playing my main character, Innovan, the trade skill that I picked for her, creates, it's an alchemist. So they create,
Salutation.
abilities for fighters. So in my bag, I have all my skills to kind of level them up. So when you first get them, they're apprentice, and then alchemist trade skiller can then make them
Well met.
to where they're journeyman, and then you can actually through drops get books of the ability, which make them adept, and of course there's a master level as well. So there's like a whole slew of like levels, and of course as you increase that particular ability, the more damage or stats that it does depending on what it is. So it looks like I've got a couple of new abilities. So since I have an adept for armored 6, I'm gonna do that one instead of the journeyman, because the journeyman is actually lower than that. So I don't need that one. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cast armored 4 since it's new ability. All right. So as you can see, picked up a couple more quests. So I've got waterlogged artifacts. So this one I actually have to go back into that lake, and they're actually like on the ground, like in the water. So that's gonna be fun. I have this one where I have to give this order to a particular NPC in Terran's Grasp. That one's probably going to have to hold off because I haven't quite. I can run there, but it's so much easier when you can actually fly there. And then I have to get some reactive powder from the giants. So I'm sure you saw them, like they're on the opposite side of the castle, the drill vargs. I've got break the ice, where again I have to sabotage the weapon, so I'm going to go back to that tower that I was just at to sabotage the weapon racks. And then I have to then start looking for scouts. So if I bring up my map, you'll see the first scout is there, and so once I fight that one, it just then like moves to other locations. So that one's gonna be fun. And then this one again has to be at the Order of Rhyme Tower. But for right now, we're gonna take a quick break. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you kind of enjoyed this beginning part of Kylong Plains.